So here we are going up to the gardening area to pick basil that we're going to use as a garnish with our tomato and basil soup. We're also going to set up our wormery as well while we're at it, so we can replenish some of the nutrients that the plants have taken out of the soil. So here we go. Hi Nicole, could you tell me a little bit about your technique for picking the basil?
Yeah, so what you've got to do is you've got to pinch your nails just above the two leaves, and you've got to cut it, you've got to like pinch it around there, because then it'll grow 2 more leaves and then you'll have double the amount of basil that you've already got.
Yeah, we love that. Right, so as we're picking this basil, I remember last time we sent a video to you, Miss Wells was giving you an update. You'll see our tomatoes have grown much larger, and we expect that these will probably be about 9 foot by the time that we finish. We train them up wires instead of up rods. It means that they get less disturbance. We also bury their roots a little bit deeper, which usually increases the amount of tomatoes that we get as well. Sadly today we weren't quite ready to use our own tomatoes. Got a couple of green ones on there, but we're not quite there. So we've had to just get some locally. But we will be making more soup for our summer school when our Year 6 students come to check out Todmorden High School, and they will be having soup made with our tomatoes and with our basil. You'll notice again here that we've got the marigolds coming out, which is great for getting pollinators to come into the greenhouse, so we end up with more bees in here pollinating the tomatoes, again increasing the amount of tomatoes that we get. We've also got our Greek basil down here as well, which we will also be using this evening. And you'll see up here as well, Miss Wells was talking about the Melissa or the lemon mint. We've got our gardening club to cut it, to dry it for tea. We'll get them to put it in a bucket, scrunch it up, and we will be selling Todd High Tea for the end of the year. We're also going to include a plant called Feverfew, which helps reduce migraines and headaches, as well as the lemon and the mint as well. So a bit of a feel-good health tea that we'll be serving up in a couple of weeks' time. So this is the first time that George has seen this, but we are reinvigorating our wormery, and our librarian, Mrs. Brown, has given us some fresh worms to use. But before we, yep, there are our worms, fantastic. But before we do that, George is going to drain the bottom of the wormery. So this is our worm tea. Don't worry, that's not going in the soup. We're just going to be using that, again, to replenish the nutrients for our basil and our tomato plants. You can see that, whoa, lovely worm tea filling up that bottle, so that will be our liquid feed. And you'll see inside the wormery, where it has been active, we've also got the worm castings, or worm poo. What are you doing there, Pip?
Just getting all this leftover.
So you're getting the leftover worms in there to release them into their new home in the wormery. An escapee. What's going on over here then, George? What are you stirring?
Stirring our freshly made roasted tomato and garlic soup,
Which would go fantastic with the basil garnish.
Basil garnish! So here we are outside at the event. We're here with our soup station, where we're going to be sharing it as part of the general refreshments. We've got a barbecue going on at the back, and our guests are starting to arrive. We've got some events going on in the field, so we'll have some sporting events over there, and a little bit later on we'll also have our talent show. So we're going to be sharing some of our lovely tasty soup with our guests. So what's going on, guys, is we are filming some reactions of our wonderful homemade soup with ingredients from Todmorden High School / sourced locally when we couldn't get them, and we're going to send a clip over to our friends in Japan so they can see what we're getting up to. So Miss Brown, what do you reckon? Well, it's not an elegant art form in soup, is it? Can I return? There we go.
Very good soup.
Excellent. We need a rating out of 10 in a moment. What do you reckon, Mr. Day?
It's the best soup I've ever had.
Oh, we'll take that. High praise from Mr. Day. And then we'll get one more from Miss Nuttall. What are you thinking there, Pip? Yeah, Pip's very happy with that. Excellent soup. What do you reckon, Miss Nuttall?
Delicious.
Wonderful stuff. And Miss Brown, we have also produced a video of the wormery, so thank you very much for our little earthen friends. So this is Matthew from Thorn, and Matthew is trying our homemade soup. Matthew, could you tell us what you think of the soup?
Very nice.
Very nice. We'll certainly take that one. You need to get some soup once you finish that burger. Oh, and there's Miss Shirt, our head teacher.
Hello there, everybody. I'm just about to taste the soup.
What do you reckon?
Absolutely delicious. I hope yours is as good as what ours is.
What type of soup is it?
Tomato and basil and...
So this is Mr. Nabacek. Hello, Mr. Nabacek.
Good afternoon.
He's on our school leadership team. He's going to give our soup a bit of a try. Pippa's still drinking some. It's like the never-ending cup of soup over there. I think you might have had a few. Third one. It is tasty.
It is excellent.
Excellent. So we've had excellent, delicious. We've not had super yet, but that's what I'd have said. Super! You've not tried the soup yet. Would you like to try some of our soup? This is for our friends over in Japan. We've got a link project going on. So this is some homemade roasted tomato and garlic soup with a basil garnish from our greenhouse. And we'll just need your thoughts on the taste. Todd-tastic. Todd-tastic soup.
Umai.
What was that?
I think it's umai in Japanese.
Umai. Oh, you'd have to translate. Oh, excellent. Oh, I like that. Man with the no. Excellent. We'll find out. We'll ask our friends. Thank you. I love it.
How many would you like, Buzz? Just one, thank you. What have you put in there? But tasty.
freshly grown basil.
Freshly grown. What do you reckon?
Well, have you made this? God, that's lovely, that is. That is really, really nice, yeah.
Fantastic. There's a satisfied customer, George.
Oh, you should go into business, George. You'll be
I
right.
like that. Thank you very much.
I'm Tyler, I am the mayor of Todmorden, and I have found myself tasting, well, soup today, it turns out, made by George. Yeah, and there you go. I shall...
With a bit of help.
With a bit of help?
With a bit of help.
So let's give it a bit of the old taste.
We'll get the mayoral review.
Bit of basil in my mouth.
Beautiful.
Oh, brilliant. Very nice.
We'll take that. The mayoral seal of approval to finish us off. Grand. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Wonderful.
It was nice last night.
That's really good.
Beautiful.
Really nice.
The basil was really
And you're there. You had some there as well, Mr. King. Delicious. Delicious soup.
Sharing soup with us. Sing it!